Sam's behaviour can be explained through both the humanistic and cognitive approach. This is as Sam is highly motivated to do well now he has made it into the national team in hockey, hence he has displayed need to achieve behaviour. Thus, when applying Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it falls under the esteem category as he wants to have that feeling of achievement and be a respected athlete. I don't believe I can apply the behaviourist approach in this context, as behavioural psychology provides evidence from experiments using animals, for example Skinner's rats or Pavlov's dogs. This means that the animals had no free will or choice, as humans would be consciously aware of what is occurring, thus would make a choice, as we are too complex to explain through such simplistic means. The humanism approach explains behaviour through the perspective of not only the observer but the person being observed, Sam. The focus of this approach is the personality of Sam and how he interprets the stimuli in the environment. Using this approach means that therefore I can understand how he interprets the stimuli, which leads to an incorrect decision. Therefore I can manipulate how he interprets the stimuli so he makes the correct decision. Due to me using the cognitive approach also, this will allow me to understand Sam's thought processes, due to this being how the cognitive approach interprets behaviour. Due to this, I can look at his thought processes when he receives a stimuli and see if I can look at whether these faulty processes are due to learning an incorrect motor program or whether it's due to Sam's anxiety. Due to him being of the level of athlete he is, I find the incorrect motor program would be the less likely. This is due to him being in the England squad, hence he would be well drilled and have trained with elite coaches to get him to the standard he is now, thus I feel more like. Although he wants to succeed and impress his coaches, it would appear that he becomes too nervous. This can be interpreted as over-arousal, as he becomes nervous, which affects his skill level. This could be that he works himself up too much due to his desire to succeed. This could be explained by the catastrophe theory, as he is thinking of how much he wants to do well in these trials, yet cannot control his arousal, hence his arousal levels continue to increase until the point of a mistake, which is stated in the case study. This is due to the over-arousal affecting his information processing, as he interprets the stimuli before he yet makes a mistake. This can be interpreted in a number of ways. The over-arousal causes his selective attention to become ineffective, as he does not filter out irrelevant cues. This is then in turn causing him to recall an incorrect motor program, hence makes an incorrect decision, affecting his performance negatively. How I would confirm that Sam suffers from anxiety is by having him complete an anxiety questionnaire. This will not only identify that Sam suffers with anxiety during performance, but also what kind of anxiety he suffers with, i.e. cognitive, somatic, or a lack of self-confidence. What this questionnaire does is ask 27 questions in relation to cognitive, somatic anxiety and lack of self-confidence by targeting them with specific questions into these issues. For example, Sam would then circle the number he feels is most appropriate to himself, with 1 being not at all, 2 somewhat, 3 moderately so, 4 very much so. I would have Sam complete this away from performance, prior to performance and post-performance, so that I can determine when his anxiety affects him most, so that I can employ stress management techniques at the most appropriate time and using the most effective type of stress management technique. I would treat Sam's anxiety with stress management techniques, in particular with the cognitive technique centering. This is because I believe it is composure which Sam lacks. Due to him not being able to keep focus and make correct decisions in the game, I believe centering will be the most applicable for during performance. I also think imagery would be good to use prior to performance to give Sam more self-confidence prior to performing. Centering is the technique of controlling the subject's breathing in order to slow heart rate and allows the clearing of the mind if employed correctly. It will allow Sam, when employed, to clear his mind and focus, thus will improve Sam's selective attention so that the correct motor program can be used and with aesthetically pleasing technique. How I would employ these techniques is by using imagery prior to performance but also during performance at standstill points, e.g. short corner. What I would have Sam doing is imagining himself performing well. This could entail him remembering a particular performance or movement he completed, or he could imagine himself in the game he's about to play and imagine performing well. This will allow Sam to be confident prior to performance so that he is less prone to pre-competition anxiety, so that he can enter performance at the highest level of focus and will be composed before performance. Centering will lower his arousal levels. I would have him perform this prior to performance, e.g. before running onto the pitch at the start of the game, but also any time in performance he feels he needs to lower his arousal levels, as a performer educated in arousal knows when they need to calm down. I would advise using this after he has made a mistake, for instance, as no matter what I imply, Sam will still make the sense as no performer is perfect. I would do this so he could regain composure after the mistake and not allow his anxiety to cause over-arousal. I would also put this into use before a set piece, e.g. free hit or short corner, so that he's prepared for what he must do for the team. Focus on